Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now today's debate is between MCToon and Kris Woods. Now Kris Woods claims to be a carpenter, which I don't doubt. Except when you look at his TV, it doesn't make it apparent. And he actually gets called out for it later on in the video. But also, MCToon is not known for losing his cool or really yelling at flerfs, although he has only maybe a handful of times. Well, it kind of happens here also. So without further ado, I'll let you watch and catch those moments for yourself.
Hello, I'm MCToon, and it's Tuesday night, and that means we have a debate, a flat earth debate tonight. I have with me, not in studio, but in the house, I have Kris Woods. How you doing, Kris?
I'm doing good tonight, Toon. Good to see you.
All right. You want to introduce yourself, let people know who you are?
Yeah, I'm Kris. Just a regular guy, I suppose, just a self-employed regular guy. What I want to establish right off the rip is equal absurdity. Okay, I understand that it is absurd to suggest that some all-knowing, all-powerful being spoke everything into existence. But it is just as equally absurd to suggest that nothing exploded and everything came out of it. Okay, so let's get that on the table right off the rip and dispense with making a mockery of this, because it's our position in biblical cosmology that when we're dealing with our physical world, that there will be physical evidence. So as we begin to tear apart the heliocentric model, the first thing that we find is that it is just one segment of a greater theory called evolutionary theory. Okay, you cannot separate the two. All right, because I know some of you guys are out there and you believe in creation, but you also believe in the globe. You are the definition of confused, my friend, because the two cannot coincide. All right, so as we look at the heliocentric model and evolutionary theory, what we realize is that, first of all, it's not even a science. It doesn't qualify because it doesn't meet the criteria for the scientific method. The first thing you need to address is simulation theory and the multiverse theory. All right, our model exists within both of these. Within the multiverse theory exists parallel universes, each of which contained in a finite sphere. Okay, so what we do know, and what's not even in debate, is that the observable universe is a finite sphere, period. There is no such thing as proof in science, which is another problem we have. There's no such thing as proof. You have no definitive statements. This is another problem that we have with science. No definitive statements. Everything is a theory leading to a situation where you have no actual experts. Everyone is a theoretical expert. This chick is an astrophysicist the way that some of y'all are Instagram models, okay? It's the same thing. And whenever the heliocentric model gets into problems with laws of physics, such as conservation of energy, they'll just come up with Newton's theorem, okay, to explain why conservation of energy isn't constant. Okay, and if that doesn't work for you, I'll give you the Lagrangian approach. You can look at it from that philosophy as well. And if that's not good enough, I'll give you the Landau-Lifshitz pseudo-tensor. Okay, none of this makes any sense. What you guys do is constantly move the goalposts. Every 10 years or so, you come out with a new explanation as to why you were wrong 10 years prior. And this has been going on for hundreds and hundreds of years now. In biblical cosmology, we deal only in constants. And one of the major ones is the ether. This is essential to our cosmology. And I want to point out that when special relativity was being argued, okay, Einstein was forced to exclude the ether from his model because the Michaelson-Morley experiment did not detect the Earth moving through the ether because it detected no motion at all. So therefore, ether drag was disproven, and Einstein was forced to remove the ether from his model. But here we are in 2022, and sneaky science is right back trying to bring the ether into play, but this time they're trying to call it dark energy, dark matter, and they're calling it the cosmological constant, already violating their other rules of no proof or definitive statements or constants, and they're choosing to call it density. This is our model, bro. I'm calling science out on it. You guys are trying to take the ether and our model of density versus buoyancy and reintroduce it because you know it cannot be refuted. We deal with firsthand observations and make sense math, okay? When it comes to the real world, we use AutoCAD All right. We use the same software that engineers, civil, structural use. We don't use, math magic.
I have right here the debater's guide. So is my response to that. In the debater's guide here, this is a little the fourth edition, 50th anniversary edition. Right here, it has a little thing. This is how to debate. One of the things that it talks about here in the beginning is that you have a claim, and you have data, and then you have warrant. Warrant would be the logic and the description to support that claim, tying it to the data or the evidence. So unfortunately, all that so far happened was claims. So it does make it a bit more challenging for me to respond to a bunch of claims, because I typically would hope to have some evidence to pull it together. But Michaelson-Morley experiment did not measure no movement. It measured no ether. They were expecting it in the hypothesis. They did not find it. The experiment has been reproduced many, many times, and to finer and finer precision, and every time the same result. So it's repeatable. They did not measure ether. Michaelson, Gale, Pearson. They did another experiment later, about 1926, that measured the rotation of the Earth using the Sagnac effect. So they didn't measure no movement. They in fact did measure movement, the same guy, using a different orientation of the interferometer. So if the assertion is that the Michaelson-Morley experiment did not measure any movement, then how does the Michaelson-Gale experiment that did measure movement work? Finite sphere of the universe. Well, certainly that is. The cosmic background radiation is a good confirmation of that, and the distance to that is pretty well empirically confirmed. So I guess I would totally agree with that. The dark energy is not ether. Nobody thinks that. The cosmological constant is not ether. I don't know why that was asserted, but I guess if you had something to support that claim other than just make the claim, that'd be good. And dark energy density, that I don't know how that has anything to do with it. I guess maybe we can expand on what that particularly is supposed to mean by just saying dark energy density. It's a little non sequitur, I guess would be a good way to put it.
I'm curious how you can separate the issue of evolutionary theory as a whole from the heliocentric model. How can you say that one's not relevant to the other and that they are not in fact the same?
Well, I suppose I could cite Dr. Danny Faulkner, who wrote this book, who is employed by Answers in Genesis. Yeah, I think if you know anything about Answers in Genesis, you'll know that they are a young Earth creation organization, a rather stringent biblical literal organization, not something I necessarily agree with myself, but they do not support flat Earth at all. They don't see a problem with young Earth creationism and the Earth being a sphere. So there's one, but how do I do that? I that's how I do that. I don't see that they're connected, and you haven't made a case that they are. So no need to respond.
Let's start with the sequence of events. In the heliocentric model, you have, for example, the sun predates the Earth in the heliocentric model. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in the creation model, the Earth predates the sun. In fact, light predates the sun.
Okay.
So what we find is that in the evolutionary model, the sequence of events is not only different from the creation model, but it's in fact opposite, exactly opposite. So
okay, well, I don't care.
To try and separate the two is not going to work. This is very much an issue. It's one segment. The heliocentric model is only one segment of evolutionary theory. It's it. It's one segment.
So you say?
No. So
That's
it is said by the proponents and by those who define. No, I mean, this is not a debate.
Claim.
That's not a claim. That's a fact.
Oh, okay.
And I understand that the
you've
singularity.
Now you've
Big
claimed
Bang,
it's a claim, and you've claimed it's a fact. It's more claims.
That's the best you can do is say that that's just a claim.
What?
Because you have thousands of viewers right now.
It's your claim.
That's the best you can say is that it's a claim. That's the best you can come up with is to say that I'm making a baseless claim.
That which can be asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence.
All right. Well, I'll let the jury decide on that one.
Yeah. Okay. What part of the Michaelson-Morley experiment did they conclude that the Earth was not moving?
Don't change the subject. No. We're talking about evolution. Don't change the subject.
I'm not talking about evolution tonight.
We'll get to Michaelson-Morley.
This isn't about evolution. This is about the shape of the Earth.
This is very much about it. Because what this is an issue of God hating. What this is an issue of people who hate God so much that you're willing to change and move the goalpost every few years. You're willing to plug for some church that you don't even back. You don't support these people, but you're willing to plug for them because they hate God probably just as much as you do. And we can move along. Let's talk about the Michaelson-Morley experiment. Because the Michaelson-Morley experiment was supposed to detect the motion of the Earth, but it detected no motion whatsoever.
Oh,
you want to bring up some subsequent...
What page did it say it was trying to detect the motion of the Earth?
Okay, well, let's go ahead and draw out let's go ahead and draw it. I'll go ahead and give a visual for everybody real quick of the Michaelson-Morley experiment and how it was set up.
One eternity later.
Could you tell me which page of the paper talked about it spinning?
I don't know what paper or page you're talking about, but this is the Michaelson-Morley experiment. Anybody can go and check it out for themselves. I encourage you guys to do your own research.
Have you read it?
Don't just believe whatever.
Have you done your own research, Chris? Have you read it?
Don't believe what you hear on YouTube.
Have you read it?
Look, this is a debate. I'm not here to be convinced.
Have you read?
Either rebut me or don't. But
Chris,
don't sit here and ask me stupid questions. Okay? Rebut me.
Is that a no? You didn't?
Rebut me.
Did you read it?
Do I look like I showed up without doing my homework, bro?
Yes,
do I look
you
like
absolutely
I didn't do my research?
You absolutely do.
Go ahead and rebut me.
So there is no part of the Michaelson-Morley experiment where they spun the table while they were doing it. You didn't know that?
Says you.
Says me. Well, I mean, I have the Michaelson-Morley experiment on screen.
Oh, is that the official? Is that the right? Oh, you have the official.
Right now.
You have the official and nobody else. Okay.
Well, everybody else. Right. I mean, it's free to download. I have it on my website.
Okay, well, you've rebutted me then, so then we can move on.
Yeah, excellent. So they did not conclude that the Earth is not moving.
Okay. So your claim is they did not conclude. That's your rebut for me is that they did not conclude.
Yeah, because I read it. There is no part in.
Oh, because you read it. Oh, okay, I got it. Okay,
all right,
cool.
Could you stop interrupting me? I let you go for quite a long time,
talking.
Digging the hole that you said that was pretty funny because you clearly did not read the Michaelson-Morley experiment.
As long as you read it, well, then I guess you read it.
Does that hurt you that I read it and you didn't?
No, but it strikes me as odd that you find that as proof. You would present that as proof that you read something on the internet. I find that very odd. That
you were the one quoting the Michaelson-Morley experiment that you did not read. And they can go to my website and download the copy themselves, mctoon.net/relativity, and they can see that what you said, what you think the Michaelson-Morley experiment is about.
Are you going to rebut me or are you going to plug for other people?
I was talking, Chris. Are you that rude that you can't? I don't want to hear about
your links on your website, bro. Bring something to the table.
Could you stop talking while I am rebutting you?
Address the issue.
Will you stop talking while I'm rebutting you?
Address the issue.
I am. Shut up.
Address the issue.
Shut up. Shut up so I can finish my sentence, you dick.
Address the issue.
Shut up. I will shut up. Got it? Shut your mouth, dick.
Address the issue, bro. Stop.
Michaelson-Morley did not conclude that the Earth was not rotating. It's on screen right now. Says the Michaelson-Morley experiment, not says me.
The experiment was a failure because it did not detect any motion.
Excellent, dick.
It detected no motion.
All right.
So it was a failure for you, but a success and a win for us.
No, not at all. And you didn't address the Michaelson-Gale experiment, which you also did not read.
You know what? You haven't addressed nothing, bro.
Awesome. All right, dickhead. You think the sun is about 3,000 miles high. If that's the case, then we can easily triangulate using 8th grade math, which I think you're going to have trouble with, how high it should be at any time of day if we know where the sun is at any particular time of day. On your flat Earth model, you think the AE map, the United Nations map, is the accurate map of the world. And then we can go for the most extreme, the most beneficial for flat Earth at the southern tip of South America in Puerto Williams, Chile. We do the math there on the southern solstice, which is in December. We see that the sun is over the Tropic of Capricorn on that day. It is 17,861 miles away from Puerto Williams in the middle of the night because it's over Australia there. Look at that. You see that? Yeah, just peek up there. There you go. See how far? That's where, according to your map, this is your map, where the sun is in the middle of the night. And I did the math. The sun must be 9.53 degrees above the horizon in the middle of the night, according to your map, according to your 3,000 mile high sun in the middle of the night. Now you might say, well, refraction's something. You're right. Refraction is something. Unfortunately, it doesn't help you because it causes things to appear slightly higher in the atmosphere. And I have right here, monitoring the refraction coefficient in the lower atmosphere using a control setup of simultaneous reciprocal vertical angle measurements. This measured the effects of refraction in the atmosphere. This is particular in the lower atmosphere, but on this page, mctoon.net/refraction, I have several other empirical measurements of the effects of refraction in the atmosphere showing that refraction causes things to appear slightly higher. There you go. Go ahead.
All right. That was rather boring. What I want to point out, first of all, is that what wordsmiths like Toon like to do is use radius and all kinds of degrees and various other numbers and scales that the average person doesn't use on a daily basis. They like to do this because they know they're going to lose you. Okay. And some of you are just going to be schmooze impressed. Okay. But the whole time that he was talking, I want to point out that the North Star has never moved in human history. The truth of the matter is that nobody knows everything. And there are aspects of this cosmology that are still not entirely understood. For example, and I'll be open and clear with you people about what they are. Let me tell you what the real issue is right now that we are trying to figure out is the southern celestial rotation. The southern celestial rotation is the only aspect of our model right now that is still not quite really right within grasp. That's just keeping it a band. Okay, because what we do know is that the North Star remains fixed directly above Polaris always. That would imply that the Earth is in fact static, spinning like a top between two fixed points. If all you observe is a northern celestial rotation and a southern celestial rotation, this does not suggest orbital movement or vortexial movement. This suggests only axial. And this is what is crucial to understanding the geocentric cosmology, is that the North Pole is at the dead center and directly above the North Pole is Polaris at all times. This right here shatters everything. This shatters everything. All you need to do is go outside and look up at the sky. Just go out and start observing for yourself. Go get you a Nikon P900, put you some money together and start taking a look at these stars. Start taking a look at what we're looking at. And you're going to see that all of this garbage that they feed you is just that, garbage. Yah has not left us to nothing but faith in regard to the world that we live in. He has given us plenty of and ample proof to see that he in fact did create this place that we live in. Don't fall for the lie. Don't fall for the narrative. This is designed to take away who you are, to take away the idea that you are special.
Oh, but I'm special.
That's what this is all about, to make you meaningless and nothing.
So here is the topic, the view of the sun from Ecuador. Now this is just 8th grade math. This isn't all that fancy. If it's a little tough for you, maybe, I mean, I could teach you. I could teach you, but
I just think that this is not verifiable.
So what's wrong with
repeatable?
It's absolutely repeatable. Absolutely, it's repeatable, measurable, verifiable.
I can't verify it right now. I mean,
I know you can't.
It looks good on the screen. All right,
so
it looks real good on the screen.
So you're going to just ignore this.
You made a drawing.
What it does is it disproves the flat Earth.
No,
But it
everything
does.
you have is CGI. That's all you NASA shills have are drawings and CGI. You have nothing
I'm
real.
testing flat Earth right here. That's what I'm doing, is testing
You're
flat
not
Earth.
testing anything. You're
And
drawing
it
on a
failed.
screen.
And it
You didn't
failed.
test anything. You live in your computer room, bro.
Yes.
You don't test nothing.
Hey,
you are just
dickhead,
out here on
this is
some
a video
jokes tonight, bro.
of.
You're out here with some straight jokes, man.
Are you not
a
able to
liar.
listen?
You are a liar.
Are you?
A straight deceiver liar, bro.
This is a
Calling
video
you out.
Taken with the
You are the
telescope.
jokest of jokes.
Right
I'm
here.
not here to debate you. I'm here to destroy
No,
your
you're
entire
here.
platform.
You're here to get destroyed. You are the joke.
Oh, yeah.
You are the joke. Where's your evidence
You
that
have
Polaris
nothing,
doesn't
dude.
move? Chris, where's your
Nothing, dude.
evidence? Chris.
Bro, every time-lapse video ever taken, bro. We have multiple evidence, bro. It's not even in debate.
Here's a time-lapse video right now.
Yeah.
Where is your evidence, Chris?
I want all of your viewers to go out there and do your own
Where
research.
is your
Get off
evidence,
this dude's
Chris?
freaking website, man,
Chris,
and go do
where's
your
your
own
evidence?
research.
Chris,
This
where's
guy
your
is
evidence?
garbage. This
Where's
guy
your
is
evidence,
trash.
Chris?
This dude is straight human trash,
Where
man.
is your evidence, Chris?
Bro, everyone go out there
I'm
and
showing
get it
evidence. You have claims.
The whole world is
You
full
have
of my
nothing,
evidence, bro.
Chris.
You're the one that lives in
Where
CGI
is it?
land.
Come on, Chris.
You're the
Where's your
one that lives
evidence?
in CGI land, bro. You got nothing. I'm not here to convince you, Tim.
You're not
I
here
want
to
people go do
debate.
their own
You're
research.
here to get your butt kicked because you have no evidence.
Bro,
That's
I've
what's
already
happening.
got your panties in a
You
wad
have
once because you can't refute
zero
me, bro. Because
evidence.
you know you can't even go into evolution
I
because you
love
know it destroys
nothing.
your platform.
Here's Polaris. This is a video from Eric Dubé, a still from his video. It says right there, Polaris remains fixed while other the stars rotate 24-hour circles. Exactly what you said. Yet this particular video, this particular time lapse, has that little curve in the middle, which is Polaris, which is not in the center.
It is
Chris.
understood that Polaris maintains a very minute radius, okay? But it is
you
not,
said it was in the middle and it never moved.
Okay,
oh,
Tim.
now you're
Okay, Tim.
changing your claim.
But you're only giving it 1 degree. But what about
See?
vortexial motion?
Oh, that's
show me
so
how
cute.
that. Show me how that
It's
1
so
degree
cute that
works.
you had to change
Bro,
it.
You can
You had
see
to
that it
move the
doesn't move.
goalposts
If it
when you
moves
got
that little
embarrassed.
bitty much,
Oh,
that's
a
not
backpedal.
moving, bro.
Love
It
the
remains
backpedal.
fixed. I'm going to give you the first computer, the 2,000-year-old computer. This is the Antikythera Mechanism, discovered in 1901. Okay, this thing was comprised of 27 bronze gears that fit into an area no bigger than a laptop. This is item number 15,087 in the Museum of Athens. The Antikythera Mechanism was so precise that what it's able to do is predict not only the movements of all celestial bodies, the stars, planets, all of them. It was also able to predict lunar and solar eclipses with extreme precision. The Greeks were able to not only plot the movements of the heavenly bodies, they were able to determine their distances and mechanize them into gears that they were then able to make into the world's first laptop computer. It is 2,200 years old. Now, what this also demands is a rewrite of all of your history. Anybody who's even done a 30-minute study into Tartaria, antediluvian technology, old ancient architecture, cymatics, anything like that, you know that evolution is a bust. And our ancient ancestors did not slither out of the primordial ooze. You guys like to say that we don't have a working model of our solar system.
It's not a model.
You say that we don't have a working model of our cosmology, but we do.
It's
in
just
fact
a mechanism to identify repeating
model.
patterns.
You guys cannot make a mechanical model because it is so outrageous.
Have you never heard of an orrery?
All of the I know, and they don't work. No orrery is accurate. They all are messed up. None of them work right. None of them do. I've seen you say that on your own videos, bro. You know darn good and well that most orreries are trash. You know most orreries are not even worth the paper that they were machined on.
The Antikythera is not a model.
Oh yes, it is. It most definitely is. And the fact that you would say it's not,
I'm not a model. Nobody thinks it's a model. Nobody claims it's a model other than you.
Don't listen to this moron. Don't listen to
all
this
it
shit.
does is predict repeating patterns. That's
This dude
it.
is a cartoon, man. Look, what y'all need to understand is that this is all real. This is all real. This is really happening.
You've presented nothing yet. It's ridiculous.
You are a
You
shill.
said you have a model.
If I ever saw one, you are a shill. Who sponsors you? What are you, like a second-degree Freemason?
You
Like, what are you, like third degree? Are you still pulling YouTube duty?
I'm not.
Bro,
I'm
like
not.
what? What's the deal with you, bro?
Yeah, go
Like,
go to
who's
the shield
backing
card
you?
when you have no response. Love it.
Who's backing
So-
you, bro?
I do love the round shadow on the moon that you're showing. Thank you for that. Shoot, dude, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Bro, you are so clueless, bro. You're clueless.
What causes the eclipse? So what is on the screen behind you? What's casting that shadow then?
It's not casting a shadow, bro. The moon is self-luminating, bro. The moon is self-luminous. The sun is lighting up its own self, and the moon is emitting off its own light. Bro, you know this.
Just open up fire on your feet there, man. Just go.
The moon is self-luminescent.
No, it's not. That's stupid.
Okay? The moon is giving off its own
You can
light.
see.
That's why
you
it
can
is
see
silver
craters
and
on
cold.
it. That's
See,
so
they know
stupid.
this in the occult. See, look, they know this in the occult, which is
What?
why I know that you know
That's
this,
so
because
stupid.
I know you're a
Oh
practitioner.
my gosh.
Okay, so what they know is that the moon is silver and cold. What we
No, it's
know is
not.
that the sun's light is hot
What's
and
all
the
right? What's
moon's
the
light is
temperature?
cold.
What's the
It
temperature
is
of
up
the
to
moonlight?
12 degrees
What?
hotter
What's the
in
temperature
the
of moonlight?
shade. In the
What-
shade of the moonlight.
Yeah. What's the temperature of moonlight?
Are you gonna shut up for a second? But what happens is in the moonlight, we find it's the exact opposite.
No,
we
we don't.
find that it is up to 12 degrees colder in the direct moonlight
No, we
than
don't.
it is in the shade. Okay, so what this clearly indicates is that the moon is not reflecting light off the sun because the properties of reflection state that it would not change the properties of its reflectant. Okay, so the sun's light would not be changed. You're going to tell me then that the moon is absorbing the sun's light, transforming it into cold light, and then spitting it back
But it's
out a
not.
different
But it's
color?
not cold. What temperature is
I'll
moonlight?
bring it. I'll bring the proof. Move on.
What temperature is moonlight?
Irrelevant.
Oh
Put
no.
the challenge up.
Oh no, it's not.
We're
Look,
not
that's-
listening to what you've got on your Nintendo computer right now, bro.
All
No
right.
one cares about that.
there you go.
Or your 14,000
So-
bot subscribers. No one cares.
Hand wave when evidence is presented. Makes sense.
There's
That's
no,
all-
bro.
that's all
We
you
have
got.
a challenge now. We have a challenge. Because we're going to do this in the real world with real world lasers and real world thermometers.
Lasers. Oh,
you just poked the bear now, bro. You got it coming. You shouldn't have did that. You spoke way too
poked-
soon. You may as well go ahead and cash that off on the blockchain right now.
What I did is I poked the the circus clown. Okay.
Yeah, whatever. Just bring back every
Like
picture
this?
that you just. There we go. Azimuth and bearing, right there in the middle, there, bro.
Yeah.
Azimuth and bearing. Azimuth presupposes a flat surface. Azimuth are the same things artillery fire uses to plot their points. Their azimuth. It presupposes a flat surface. Okay, so go out there and do your own research, guys. Look, this dude is a show.
Oh my gosh,
You can
don't
see
even
that
know
this
what it
horizon is perfectly flat. He's got some alteration on here to try and make it look like it doesn't rise to eye level. But what we know is that in that plane is an artificial horizon, which is based on a gyroscope. The artificial horizon is in fact a gyroscope, and it is based on the concept that the plane's wings need to stay level with the horizon. As long as the pilot keeps his wings level with the horizon, he will never hit anything unless it's a mountain. You know, with respect to an obstruction of elevation, he will never hit the ground so long as he keeps the wings at level with the horizon. And that is what the artificial horizon does. It's a completely mechanical contraption. There's no electronics whatsoever in the artificial horizon. It is just a gyroscope. Okay. And the best that Toon can do is laugh because he is a wordsmith and a math magician. Okay. This dude, all he does is tricks. He does tricks. That is it. He is here for trickery. It means nothing. In the real world, we use AutoCAD. In the real world, it's 8 inches per mile squared. Everybody knows that. Okay. In the real world, a level line is a straight line. It is not an arc. It's not a curve. He will dodge this. He won't bring that up. If you are 10 miles apart from this other person, in order to draw a straight line between you two, you would have to tunnel underneath the earth. And at the deepest point of that tunnel, it will be 66.6 feet deep if the earth were a sphere. And in the real world, my point is in the real world, they use azimuths.
So do
which
you think
presupposes a flat surface.
do you think that the word azimuth is only used in the azimuthal equidistant projection?
The word azimuth in and of itself is a presupposition of a flat plane, my friend.
So water can't conform to a sphere Earth, but it can conform to a dome. Are we really meant to believe that?
That doesn't even make sense.
I know it doesn't. That's why we find it funny. Kango44 says, Kris, I use AutoCAD and other 3D design software every day. It's got nothing to do with all your rubbish you're spewing. AutoCAD is modeling software.
Exactly. And we're talking about models. So when you're making models, AutoCAD is very useful. And it's the one we use for making models in the real world.
Yes, but
so
you need to make, you
people who want to, you guys that want to scoff and mock, what you won't do is go out there and put your hands on it. And what you do is sit in your computer room and never experience anything in the real world. Because anyone who would dare go out and actually experience this in the real world, you will find very quickly that there is no motion, there is no curvature, and all this time that we've been talking, the North Star still hasn't moved.
Still moves. It moves.
If you guys want to go out and see what's going on, you can go out and experience it for yourself. Get a laser thermometer. Go out, try to find the curve, check the moon temperatures, get out there and get on top of some tall stuff and see how far you can see. Go get in a plane. Go take a mountain hike. Go get up on top.
I already showed you pictures from when I was on a plane.
Okay.
And the horizon did not rise to eye level.
Always meets you at eye level. Always, regardless of the moon and his little,
I already showed it.
His little pictures he just showed you, okay, from his alleged plane ride. Okay. All of that doesn't happen in the real world. In the real world, there is no curve.
So you just have claims. Okay, Eddie Reed says, this guy literally swallowed the flerf playbook. Yes, it is just parroting of all of his Papa Flerfs. Who is your Papa Flerf?
I don't have a Papa Flerf.
Oh, I'm going with Dubé. Mark Beiser, who you saw earlier measuring the temperature of moonlight, says his belief that the Earth is within a sealed sphere and his belief that the Earth is an infinite plane are contradictory. That's true.
No,
how can there be a dome if the plane is infinite? Is it just
do you don't understand the electromagnetic vortex? You don't understand how electromagnetism works, do you? You want to see?
You don't know who you're talking to.
Oh yeah. No, I know who I'm talking to. I know exactly who I'm talking to. Is this not what a torus field looks like? Is this a torus field? Can we even agree on that?
Yes, but you don't.
This is a torus field.
Oh my gosh!
This is where we live.
Go on.
This is where we live, sir. This is where we live. Right in here. Girl. All the stars.
Oh, do you watch Lindsay Harris?
No idea who that is.
Oh yeah, see, Lindsay Harris's model is boobs. He's just a lonely guy who likes to draw pictures of, Lindsay Harris draws pictures of boobs on his whiteboard every day. Go to Hyperphysics and read about the Rayleigh criterion.
See, this is what he does when he knows that he's lost the point. When he loses the point, and there goes the laughter. That's the next part that he does. This is what I really like to see.
The arrogance of ignorance. The logical hillbilly says, Kris, you're killing my OCD. Straighten your TV.
I hear you.
Make it more crooked just for him.
I can't.
There.
I'd have to do a little bit. I have to do a whole.
I love messing with OCD people.
So listen, bro, you have not been able to rebut a single point that I have made all night long. And with that, my friend,
all right, bye, Felicia.